Hello everybody, my name is Charlotte19, your professional space fox, and today we're back in Kerbal Space Program, back with our Voyage recreation. And it's been an interesting past few days, it'll be an interesting next few days. I do really hope Spud shows up, because I have some things I want to talk to her about, but, uh, we will have to wait and see some spaceflight events, pulling my hair out when it comes to NASA right now, and the Artemis program, and I guess also Viper, and a couple of other things which I won't get into because they're political related, and a bunch of other things. But we are so Jack. I had a dream where Jack got ran over by 2102 yesterday, so that's interesting. Luckily Jack is still alive. Uh, he is not dead. But we are back with our Voyage recreation. Ares Whip. Now, I hadn't... Where we left off with this, we had gotten the main part of the Ares stack done. So the Mars Excursion module, the mission module, and the command service module. And we were working on the S2 or the MS4B, the MS4B, which is this stage right here. Now let me check the MS4B, of course, because some of this needs to be... I need to adjust the staging on it, because some of it's not 100% correct. I gotta check that. Yeah, there we all go. There we go. Parachutes. Okay, so here we are with the MS4B. The only changes that we actually need to do with this thing are twofold. The first is... The first change is I'm going to take off those flag decals because we don't necessarily need them. We need to stretch this stage. And have it be the same weight as the... Hold up. There we go. Have it be the same weight as the... or same length as the mission module. So that's the first thing that we need to do. So I am just going to... I've gotten 2 pings up. How much is it to rent a movie theater? And then... Oh, she's streaming. Okay, so we're back in Kerbal Space Program. Just a ping from Ryan and then another person streaming. Let's see. These need to be the same length, wise. So do I just do that? Really? Let's see. So there we go. In terms of a stage, there we go. We have that fuel. Should we add more fuel into here? I guess is the question. Oh, that is an extended duration orbiter pallet. Let's see. What would be the fuel tanks for that? Oh, it's only white. Okay. And then that will actually... That by itself might be fine, because you have to remember, this stage is for us to get back into a low or a medium Kerbal orbit. Let's try just that in and of itself right now, and we will see what we have to do. There we go. That's still docked up. And then those are bipropellants. Liquid fuel, liquid hydrogen, liquid oxygen is what I need to switch it to. Those are your power units, not auxiliary power units. That's something completely different. The what was it called on the S4B? Pull up. I'm going to temporarily glitch out, but display capture. Yes, a diagram. APS modules, auxiliary power system modules. Oh, that would be a wonderful diagram if it wasn't in like oof. Separation plane, auxiliary propulsion system. Okay. And okay, so auxiliary APS, auxiliary propulsion system. There are two of them. And then the second thing for this is just honestly, it's power. Well, it's batteries and it's power. So I guess what we have to do, save. We got to bring those over here, because that also has its own solar panels on it to help cool the spacecraft down. You have to deal with things like thermal heating, and that's no fun. Just gotta make sure that they're lined up properly. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then let's see. Something like that. Yeah. So that's fine. And then we also need to add in the struts. For the solar panels too. And then I also want to add the what's this called? The Z10K, and then I'm gonna nope. Z10K chargeable battery bank. Structural tube, get rid of that, put on the Z10K, and there we go. Okay. And then yeah, I think I'll keep the two engines. I know for this there's just historically it's just, or historically, like in the book, I think there's only just one engine, but for TWR, because the reason why I have two engines on this S4B to begin with is because the Apollo Direct Descent called for two engines as well on the S4B. And I made this for my Apollo Direct Descent recreation, so that's why it has two engines. But I think they'd probably want two engines too, just because for redundancy's sake, and also thrust to weight. So, let's see, is there anything else that I can put on there? Generic decal, surface base. What's on the generic decals? I'm curious. High voltage, radiation, ejection seat. No step, ground, numeral. Do not touch. The famous do not touch decal from that one picture of of Mike Pence touching Orion hardware with the do not touch on it. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the Ares decals on. Maybe make them a little bit bigger on this one. Yeah, there we go. Make them a little bit bigger on that one. And then... You know what? I should have kept those USA decals. I really should have. Save. Well, we can recreate them. I can bring them in. Let's see. Moonbase. Mess around. All direct descent tanker. I'll just, I know this sounds stupid, but I'll just go ahead and I'll make this subassembly USA. Then open, current save game, Ares whip. Come on, load up. I'm trying a different music playlist today, like a synthwave, another synthwave one. See how it goes. Yeah, there we go. And then like SA500F, they'll have the USA decals on it. And then I also think for thermal's sake, they'd probably put like insulation on it, but we'll get there when we get there. Oh, hello? Hold up, subassemblies. No? Oh. Subassemblies USA. And then we'll leave them on there like that. Okay. So there's the MS4B done. This is a really weird playlist, but it is what it is. Sorry, I'm getting distracted again. Okay, maybe, yeah, just mute Discord like that. Alright, so we gotta do a couple of tests. Auto start root part. I do want to enable cooling on that. Lampatron docking port. I do also want to add... Do I want to add rigid attachment? No, we'll see. Okay. Hack gravity. Turn it down to 0. We got to make sure that the crew is in the proper command pod. Well, we can always transfer them over. And then I never bothered to fix the Kerbals, but we can do that some other time. Let's go ahead and cheat this thing into orbit. And then we can try again with the ship reconfigure maneuver. The whole reconfiguring of the spacecraft. Taking a little sip of my water. Let's get this thing into orbit, shall we? Set orbit around Kerbin. I'm gonna go back to cheats. I'm gonna reset gravity and just set us into a proper orbit again. There we go. Lights on. And then this thing is gonna take a hot minute to actually move. All right. Um, let's see. I got distracted again. I always like to check who else is playing the game. Just to see. Alrighty, friends. First thing, where are you? They are in the mem. Okay, well, in that case, let's go ahead. Oh, nope. Let's go ahead and just transfer the crew over to the CSM. Transfer crew. Transfer crew. Transfer crew. Crew's transferred over. Excellent. I'm going to quick save. Alright. Deploy the fairing. Go ahead. I'm going to switch to orbital for this purpose. Go ahead and undock the CSM. Have the Ares stack. Have the Ares stack just stay like that. Here we are in our command service module. Fairly simple. Set as target. Just simple transposition and docking maneuver. Oh, that's cool. I'm taking a picture of that. Okay. There we go. We need to flip over now. And then just slowly come back in. We also need to slide over slightly because it's not 100% aligned, which it doesn't need to be, but just for to ensure a smooth docking. Okay, I should also add port and starboard lights onto the MS-4B. There we go. Now, go ahead and deploy out all of the panels. Oh, I also need to add it over there. The stuff to over there. Okay. Go ahead. Disconnect. Struts disconnected on both sides. Target angle. Those will deploy out, and then they'll lock. There we go. We also need to continually point we still need to continually point that way. Oh yeah, I'm also going to have those go out. Have those lock in place. Come on. Lock current angle 2. There we go. Oh, those aren't all the way. Those need to go all the way out. Alright, 3 is to... Well, I guess... Actually, no, because technically it's copy and pasted, so it's going to be the same. Alright, excellent. Alright. So there we go. Now the next step. The next step is, well, to quick save. The next step is to, well, let's switch back to orbital. But the next step is to disconnect CSM. And, okay. So where's Discovery? There's Discovery. Disconnect Discovery. always want to... We need to slowly back away from it. That. Continue to hold prograde. Okay. Slowly backing up. And then I want to back away a decent amount. Okay, stop. That's loitering. The next step is to quick save again. The next step is to... Oh, I forgot what it was. Okay, the next step is to undock that. And then obviously we need to switch to the MS4B, which will continue to just orient like that. There's Discovery. Discovery is still just station keeping. And now we're in the... Okay. I can set that as my target because the docking port to which we need to dock is still... Have to be mindful of where Discovery is. Okay. Okay. We got to flip over now. I'm also going to take a screenshot right there. Just because, oh, that's going to look so cool in Mars orbit. There we go. And now what we need to do... We need to go up a little bit. Just a little. And then... slowly... There's Discovery, there's Endeavor. Just slowly make our way in. Slowly maintain our speed. This is going a lot smoother than before. Interestingly enough. Oh, wait. Oh. Oh, I forgot. Okay. All right. Bit of a situation. I forgot. First of all, Discovery is fine. Endeavor is fine. What we need to do is... Totally forgot about that. Just the standard Clampetron docking port. Quick save. Undock that. Yep, that pops off. Perfect. Select that as your target. That pops off. That's maintaining its speed. Well, it's actually slowly backing away. And then... Okay, yeah. And then first of all, we need to start to increase speed up there. And that's another thing that I didn't check. What are the monoprop tanks on the MEM? Like, are they draining fuel? Well, let's dock first. Okay. Slowly coasting in, 2 meters a second, not aim towards the target. There we go. Okay. So that's docked how it should be docked. Orient that way. And now we'll switch back to Discovery. And then cease our motion relative to it. And then what I can do is I can make things easier on myself. Just rotate craft. Are we in orbital mode? Yes, we are in orbital mode. Okay. There we go. Switch to Discovery. And then just thrust forward. Well, I guess one thing that I can point out right now is I watched an Electron launch this morning. It was an Electron launch for, I forget the name of the company, but they've done a whole bunch of other Electron launches before. And the second stage went to, they went to go for stage separation. And the first stage seemed to begin to pitch over a whole bunch, which wasn't very good, and nearly threw the second stage off in a direction that it shouldn't go. Luckily, the guidance system compensated for it, but that was a bit of a hair-raising moment right there for that Electron. Okay. Slowly coming in. Gotta be a bit slow now. Reminds me of the kind of music you'd like background music that would be in like Mythbusters or something. Core memory unlocked. Mythbusters. Yeah. What a great show. Probably one of the best shows ever. I am biased, yes. Although in my Discord we were having a conversation the other day about another show which is very nostalgic for me, which is Extreme Trains, which was like a Discovery show about gee, I wonder what it would be on. It was about trains, and it was hosted by this very energetic Pan Am, well, I guess at the time it would be Guilford engineer named Matthew Brown. Most generic name ever. I remember watching that a lot as a kid. Like a core memory for rail fans. If you were a budding rail fan in the late 2000s, early 2010s, you watched Extreme Trains. Unless you're Pat, for whatever reason. Or, excellent. Alright. Let's Discord ping. Man, everyone's pinging me today. Okay. All right. So at this point, you do the mem. Yeah, okay, that's not the way I meant to do it, but okay, that works. At this point, you do the mem. I can dock the mem. It's... Yeah, I can just straight up dock the mem. It's fine. Control... Oh yeah, 4. That's when it activates all of the, things. Activate engine. And then I don't need to do, like, a super fancy, in-depth jettison everything, land on Kerbal or Duna sort of thing, so I can just have the mem go off and do its own thing. And now... well, we basically have to reverse what we just did. So, in that case, what we need to do is first we need to undock Discovery again. Crazy, crazy synthwave music. Hopefully it's not, like, overbearing, but... Alright. Well... Yeah, Discovery can go away. Temporarily. There we go. And now what we need to do is we need to switch back to spacecraft. Undock that. And then that, for whatever reason, decided to undock at 1 full meter a second. But we can just use our, stop that. Okay. Discovery is full. Discovery is now moving away at like 6 meters a second. So we need to, or 0.6, we need to stop that. Nope, not map mode. Okay, there we go. There's the mem. So we need to control from here, dock to that. And that's just a matter of flipping the craft over. And then also undocking that docking port. And now they're not properly, they're not properly aligned. Okay. So let's begin to just slowly thrust towards it. But we also need to slide over. Oh, yeah. Focus on the target, too. So we need to begin to just come back in and dock. So we're actually coming in at a decent... That wasn't actually too hard. It's just sliding craft around in orbit, which me like 5 years ago would be utterly terrified to do a maneuver like this, but actually more like 8 years ago. When was the first time I docked? Like 2016 was my first docking? I think I first learned how to dock in KSP in 2016. So, and I've been playing the game since 2013. Gotta slow everything down. SAS, RCS off. Oh, why did I bounce off? Oh, because I forgot to get rid of that one too. Oh yeah, because that's for the mem. Well, I obviously can't get rid of it like that because then it would just collide into the fucking MS4B. So let's just jettison that in a direction where it won't hurt anything. And then have the guidance system retarget. Where'd Discovery go? Discovery's still just hanging out over there. Okay. Up now I'm heading away from the craft. I do not need that much monopropellant. I really don't. I might reduce it, honestly. Okay. Slowly backing down. There we go. We are so back. And then I need to switch to... switch to Discovery, which is going in a direction which is not the best. Sort of sliding towards the craft. Wasn't the best, but okay. Yeah, we gotta dock back up to the multiple docking adapter, which should be fine. And then, well, I also gotta jettison the probes, just to get us a more accurate, like, delta V reading. Although the probes in and of themselves probably don't do much. So they probably don't contribute all that much to, like, to weight. They're intentionally tiny. Okay. We need to just go forwards. And then, yeah, that's... oh well. We're also targeting the wrong docking port, but oh well. Okay. No. Okay. There we go. I'm actually gonna back away a little bit, just to give us a bit more breathing room. Okay. Now... slowly come down. Is that the mem? The mem is somewhere. The mem is somewhere, but the mem is not here. That's... okay. Towards the docking port. There we go. Oh, we're also, like, skewed. We need to slide over. I received a text, but I will... Actually, no, I did not receive a text. I thought I did, but... Phantom text, I guess. And there we go. Okay, now what I want to do is I just want to go ahead and decouple those probes. There they go. They'll go off and they'll do their own thing. Now I got to check. I gotta check these. If I activate those engines, only 600 meters a second of delta V? This entire stack? I mean, I guess it makes sense. It is a pretty heavy stack, but what's the... if I'm coming back from the moon, right? From Duna, what's the... What's the required delta V to come back into a orbit from Duna? Let me get up my delta V map. I probably should have had this up. Let's see. To go from... It's like 130 meters a second. And then to circularize at 80 kilometers, it's 930. And we have 600. Let's see. If I reduce the amount of... Start habitat. I don't know if that really did anything. Because that is way more than enough monopropellant. By far. If we reduce the amount of monopropellant, we should be able to get that delta V number up a decent amount. Okay. I do actually want to switch. No. Where's the mem? Well, the mem is far away. Well, I gotta check the mem. Is that the mem? I can only assume that this is the mem. It's in a much different orbit. Oh yeah, it's the mem. What's the monopropellant like on the mem? Well, it's gonna be less obviously because I used it, but... Yeah, 117? Alright, that actually works out, because I have an action group which disables the... I have an action group that disables the ability to use RCS and the monopropellant on the mem while it's not, like, out. So that actually works out. Here we are. Can't revert flight anymore, but I sort of expected that. Alright, well, at this point, I don't really know what else to do other than to just come home, so... And then we'll end up deleting all this anyways, because... Oh boy, we had to cheat all this into orbit in order to actually make it work. Gee, you know... And then we'll just fire up the SPS and just come home. Right. Go ahead. Couple that. And, yeah, I'll actually be right back, because I need to go to the bathroom. But I'll leave KSP running because, pull up. let's warp down to 70 kilometers, and then what I'll do is I'll just leave KSP running, because reentry takes a little bit, but I will be right back. Hello everybody, I am back. Oh. Yeah, I'm back. And gee, we're at 61 kilometers. That's not a whole lot. Let's see. Hold up. Up. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Yeah, gee, we're at 61. But, oh, I probably should have pointed retrograde, but all right, so we have to take, so the MS4B is looking good. We have to put some minimal touches on it. Still a couple of things we have to do. We have to add the struts. We have to, yeah, we just have to add the struts. And then yeah, so, and then obviously adjust the monoprop up. Someone's calling. Is it just me or is that loud? Turning that down a bit more because it seems a bit loud on my end, at least. But what re-entry music? Yeah. So. So, okay. Yeah, so the next thing we need to do after that is, I guess work on the MS2. The MS2 and the MS4B are luckily launching with one another. They're launched together. So, I don't have to do anything special for that. I guess the thing about the MS4B, or the MS2, is that's supposed to break us into Mars orbit, and also get us out of Mars orbit. Oh yeah, I also have to add the lunar module descent engines, the orbital maneuvering engines to the MS4B. So, I gotta fix all that. Other than that, it's looking good. I am a bit concerned about potential delta V margins. But we can go ahead and we can fix that. Or if not, work around it. Because the way that this mission works is, okay, so it's 930 meters per second. That's going to be, we're also going to use Venus swing by, so it helps us reduce the amount of delta V. That is to get from an elliptical orbit 930 from 80 kilometers to escape velocity. Now we're 130 to a Duna transfer window, 250. We just need enough Delta V to get out of that. Which should be fine. Go ahead and deploy the drogues. At college, and I leave Wednesday, and it's, excuse me, and I don't know if I'll be able to stream before then. If I do, I don't know what it will be. I'll have to figure it out. But maybe TF2, maybe more editing of the video. That video is halfway edited, by the way, which is nice. The what's it called? The DC Metro speedrun. So that'll be fine. Hopefully, my hope is to have that out rather soon. I do also am in the mood to play EU4. I was screwing around with a Sweden campaign. Ugh. Excuse me. A couple of weeks ago, on my own free time, I screwed around, messing around as Sweden, and I kind of got bored of that. It's like, oh yeah, I played in Eastern Europe. I know Scandinavia isn't Eastern Europe, but you're inevitably going to expand into there. And I was thinking, hey, maybe I can do like something in like China. I've never done anything in China before, so maybe I'll do a campaign there. Probably won't stream it though. Slowly coasting down. Let me go ahead and actually just to make it go by a bit quicker. Cut the parachutes. Been pinged again. Oh yeah, I guess I could talk about all of the things that I got kind of upset about. These past few days have been interesting, just because, these past few days have, these past few days have been interesting, for multiple reasons. Most notably, NASA's kind of a mess right now, and I don't really have it up, but this is only one of the things that I had up, which is, basically, in the most recent NASA Authorization Act, there's language which is about studying commercial alternatives to the Orion SLS stack for Artemis, which is fine in my opinion. I'm not someone who's rabidly pro SLS. I'm not someone who's rabidly anti SLS. I understand why it exists, and its existence is probably a political necessity for at least the next decade, in my opinion. But I am also someone who really likes the idea of having dissimilar redundancy, as in two ways of basically doing the same thing. In case one thing goes down, you can pick up on the other, stuff like that. I think that's proven a very valuable capability in the past, so valuable that we really don't even think about it. So I'm fine with the idea of potentially bringing in a commercial alternative to the Orion SLS stack. But this language in the bill, this is a language in the bill, by the way, and it's up. We're about to land. Let me go ahead and recover the vessel. Okay. So sorry, I got distracted by Discord yet again. But the language in this is really fucking strange. So just reading it out real quick. The language in the bill states, however, NASA must effectively manage the cost and schedule of the agency's highest priority missions, especially in the light of a constrained fiscal environment. The committee is concerned that cost overruns for flagship missions, including those in the Exploration Directorate, are affecting programs across the agency, and that the long term NASA must drive down launch costs to assure the long-term success of the Artemis campaign. That part is fine. It's this sort of next part which is sort of baffling to me, which is the committee acknowledges the OIG findings and that the lack of competition for heavy lift services are therefore impeding the ability to drive down exploration launch costs. Now, the context of this, at least in this, is as it relates to SLS and Orion. First of all, heavy lift. Heavy lift is defined as anything between a rocket that can lift anything between 25 to 50 tons, which there isn't really a dearth of heavy lift launch vehicles right now because you have Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy, New Glenn, etc., etc. What I think they're trying to mean is super heavy lift, as in anything over 50 tons, which SLS falls into. Also, Falcon Heavy technically falls into that, but on the sort of lower end. So number one, get your terminology right. If they mean super heavy lift, why not say super heavy lift? Why just say heavy lift? The lack of competition for heavy lift services, that's just blatantly false. If you said super heavy lift, then yeah, because there's no super heavy lift rocket other than, I guess, Falcon Heavy on the lower end that's available in the market right now. The second one is drive down exploration costs. Exploration costs as it relates to Artemis. Which, I mean, we have Starship as a part of the Artemis program. We have Falcon Heavy as a part of the Artemis program. Yet they aren't up and fully operational commercial rockets yet, but they are a part of that program. But if you're referring to, so therefore they must be referring to SLS, because SLS is the only operational super heavy launch vehicle so far that's part of Artemis, with the exception of Falcon Heavy, and therefore Falcon Heavy's role is relatively limited. But this is confusing to me because it seems to imply that if costs go down on something like Falcon Heavy or Starship or New Glenn, that in and of itself would drive down costs for SLS. The lack of competition for heavy lift launch services, these rockets that are not flying right now, are impeding the ability to drive down exploration launch costs or SLS launch costs, which is strange to me because SLS isn't a commercial rocket. what is the commercial market that SLS serves? SLS as a rocket is not a commercial rocket. It has a completely different cost structure than any of the other commercial rockets. So trying to compare, like, saying, oh, if Falcon Heavy or Starship gets cheaper, that, would result in SLS costs going down is kind of strange to me, because I don't think they would. Because SLS is not a commercial rocket, that's why. If it was a commercial rocket tailored towards the market, then yeah, SLS is not. It's tailored towards exploration and lobbing an Orion capsule out to the moon. Now, some people said that this was the beginning of an attempt to cancel Artemis. I heard a few people say that. I don't think it is. Even if this eventually leads somewhere down the road to SLS being canceled, which I don't think that's going to happen, just because of the political support that it has enjoyed over the past decade and a half. I don't think this is going to result in cancellation of Artemis, and even if SLS goes away, I don't think that's going to necessarily cancel Artemis to begin with. I feel like in the future, and eventually way on down the road, maybe in like the 2030s, you will see a reorganization of Artemis where you might get like commercial moon services or whatever as a part of that program, but not right now. Yeah, that language was sort of baffling in my opinion, but oh well. Okay. Tracking station. Now time to go ahead and basically delete all of these, because, like, I don't really need them, and leaving them in orbit is going to cause havoc when I inevitably go and test this thing out again. Ares whip. Why won't it let me select? There we go. Alright, I'm also going to be right back again, because I also need to go to the bathroom, because I drank a lot of water, so be right back. Okay, hello everybody. I am back, as they say. Alright, that test done. Now what we need to do is, we need to, well, first of all, I'm going to skip to daytime. We need to go in the VAB and make all of those changes that I described. And then then work on the MS2. So Ares whip, delete that. Only 302 parts on this craft so far. That's genuinely surprised. Okay. First thing, these struts. Okay, I need to figure out where are those struts actually attached to? What's the hierarchy look like for those struts? I think they're just attached to the panel itself. Yeah, our lunar program is a mess if you cannot tell. Gateway, which is the lunar space station that we're supposed to have, which is supposed to launch in 2 years. Someone forgot to calculate 600 kilograms worth of wiring. They just straight up forgot in the when calculating the mass of Gateway, which is 600 kilograms is a lot, and it's even worse considering the fact that Gateway is already over budget because we decided to launch it on a Falcon Heavy to save cost, even though it was originally supposed to launch on SLS, where, well, if you launch it on SLS, yeah, it would be more complicated, but you wouldn't have to, like, strip it down to the bare bones, and you wouldn't have to be worrying about this kind of stuff anyways. Our Artemis program. My main problem with Artemis is that how unintegrated of an architecture it has. Because it's not like during Apollo where they sat down and they took like a year to figure everything out and have a system to work together. Artemis is like, we're taking a whole bunch of existing components. We're taking a whole bunch of existing components and we're just slapping them together into a lunar program. Another thing with Gateway is that because Gateway was designed before HLS and it was designed for a smaller version of HLS and we had to go with Starship because of cost, Gateway and Starship, as it currently stand, cannot dock to each other. Gateway is not designed to have Starship HLS dock to it, which is ridiculous to me. On the Orion Heat Shield, and, you know, the only thing right now that works with Artemis, ironically, is SLS. Like, from a technical standpoint, SLS works. Starship, I guess, kind of works, but it's nowhere near readiness, so I don't really count it as, like, properly working. But, ugh. Alright. Do you think I can get by with 300 monoprop? Yeah, I think I can get by with 300 monoprop, honestly. Okay. Lunar module descent engine. Actually, hold up. KSP lunar module descent engine. Lunar module engine. Is it just me, or is this specific soundtrack like very low? Oh well. Well, I think the lunar module, the closest thing to OA90. Separator, nose cone. No, those are for... I think the closest thing to the lunar module descent engine is actually the Terrier. There we go. And then those things can go in their own separate stage. And then what I'm also going to do is start fuel cell, toggle engine. Well, what we can do is I'll set up the action groups when I have everything fully built. But the idea is that if you have to do like small orbital adjustments, you just... Oh, those are also liquid fuel. They're not even hydrogen. Oh. What's like the smallest hydrogen engine that we have? The Strombol. Yeah, that works. There we go. Strombol. I had shepherd's pie for dinner. Okay. Local Fox eats pork-based meal for dinner. Okay. Okay. There we go. We have our little Strombol ohms engines. So that's nice. What else? What else? I think it is time for the MS2. So let's go ahead, because this all currently functions how it should, which is very nice. Now what I need to do is... Well, first of all, where's the root part? Remote guidance unit up there. How far can I... Yeah, there we go. And then I have all this space back here to work on the MS2. Excellent, excellent. So save. We're going to go into mess around. Or Monbase. I'm going to load up the tanker. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reroute it there. I'm going to get rid of that. Because I don't need it. And then... Yeah, the what's it called? Back to coupler, I don't need that either. So Emma, or just S2, because that's what it is. S3. You know, there was no S3 stage, interestingly enough. I don't know why. Ares whip, here we go. And then this is going to have to be extended out too. So S2, merge that in. And then we're gonna have to extend that out, obviously, but to start with, Bear is a dog. Bear is not here right now, unfortunately. He is John. Okay. Oh, TD37, that's what I need. Okay. TD37. There we go, Joe. Okay. And now... And that actually works perfectly. That actually works out really well. I do need to strut it inside of there, but oh well. Auto strut to the root part. That's what I needed to do. Okay. So that's what it's looking like. I still need to extend out the MS2, and then I need to do the external tanks, which are going to be rather interesting, all things considered, but okay. Where is the root part? There's the root part. Slowly looking good. Slowly coming together. Okay, let me think for a moment. Okay. But where is... Well, let me focus on adjusting the staging later. Let me, first of all, go ahead and... Where are struts? Strut connector. Okay. And then... Well, there are already struts on the bottom of that. Okay, there we go. And actually, before I do anything, let me actually delete that fairing. And then do like that. Okay. Okay, there we go. Build fairing. And then, yeah, have the fairing connect up. Fairing connect up to there. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now... Trying to think. Well... I guess the next thing to do would actually just be to stretch the stage. So, patch that, put that there. Make that white, actually. Yeah, there we go. I guess... Well, does this thing really need Sepatrons? No, it doesn't. Because it's not trying to stage an atmosphere, so there we go. There's the MS2. I'm going to enable cooling both of those. And, okay. So for that, I think what I also need is another set of these. Go on the bottom. And actually, it would be better if I just put them like that. Heavy bipropellant block. And then... Thing is, like... I'm just trying to think. Because this by itself, the center of mass is probably going to be in here, so... Put that there. That, like, there. KSP? Maybe do something like that. Nope. And then... something like that, maybe. Sorry, I'm in focus mode right now, trying to figure out, okay, what would be the best, like, thing for this. Okay, let's not focus on that right now. Actually, screw it. I'm gonna continue to focus on it because I can't, like, not. It's gonna drive me insane, and therefore I have to work on it. Okay. See, and how does that... Hold up. How does that deploy out? Yeah, that's the thing. We can't really have it right there because that would interrupt the RCS plume. Which I know... I know it doesn't matter in KSP, like, at all, but... having it there is probably fine. Okay. Oh, well... in that case, it's just back to where it started. Pretty much. Okay. Why is that glitching into there? Okay, that's gonna drive me insane. Okay. You know what? We're gonna save. We're gonna do... adjust it like that. We're gonna make some adjustments, needed adjustments on this side. No one showed up to the stream today. I am sagged. I always look over at chat expecting, oh yeah, someone has showed up, but hey, that's just a fact of this business. I don't make money off of this. I checked my, like, Twitch income the other day, and it said it was $5, so yeah, I do not make money off of this whatsoever. It's, I was looking at it. Yeah, it's just, well, sometimes people just don't show up, and that's fine. It makes streaming a bit harder, though, because you don't have, like, chat to bounce off of, and you have to continually come up with shit to speak about. Took another sip of water. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna place my water over. There we go. Let's. Does that have any edge wear? No, it doesn't. United States. Okay. I'll have to adjust that later on, but okay. There we go. We have our MS2, which is stretched. That needs to be full of liquid fuel and oxidizer, like absolutely full of it. What else? I know in the book there's only 4 of these, so we're gonna take one off. Anything else we need to do to this stage? We have power, we have batteries. Let's see. Trying to think. Oh yeah, we need to add the Strombol engines. Gabagool. And then we also need to fix the staging. And then I also need to add the provisions for the I need to add the provisions for the what's it called? The external tanks on the side. And then yeah. There we go. And then the ones up here are like that too as well. Yeah, they are. Okay. And that root part, obviously, strut 2. And then those don't need a docking port. Those are like permanently together. Also, docking port would require way too much redesign that I don't feel like doing, so I am not going to do it. Okay. Let's see, what else? No, I think that's good. I think that's good for the S2. Let me go ahead and just save that. And then we need to fix the staging, and then I want to take this thing on a bit of a shakedown cruise just to see how much delta V that would have. You have to remember, this is pushing this entire stack, so let's go ahead. Oh, that's a lot of staging. How KSP calculates its staging, I will never understand. Fuck. Okay, put it all the way down. And then I need those 4 Sepatrons. That's what's gonna separate it from the S1C, or MS1C. There we go. And then you got Got that stage. Yeah, so that separates those fire. And then you actually got these 4 engines down here. Which, those are obviously supposed to... Where are the 4 engines? There they are. So those separate, and then... those 4 are going to be right there. Those 4 will be right there. And then... I'm gonna save... This is such a ridiculous, like, craft when you really sit down to think about it. Oh, it's not even done yet. We still need the external tanks. Okay. Let me sit for a moment and have a big think. Okay. So those separate. Those light up. That falls away. Let me save and then reload the craft. Gonna be another probably 2-hour stream if I were to reckon, but okay. Because my friends are in a voice call and I kind of want to talk to them. So I'll get this done and then I'll probably stream KSP another day. And that's when we'll take this thing onto a shakedown cruise. Just to see. Those separate, those fire, that fires. At this point... Oh yeah. That fires, and then you have those engines activate. That's fine, but that's not going to be for a long, long time. Where's that? Oh, yeah. There we go. Yeah, those fire. Yeah, there we go. That fires, that fires, that fires, that... That fires. Have the MEM engine. I don't know why that fairing is placed right there. I'll place that up near, like, what? Where launch abort is. There we go. That fires, that fires. Staging, staging. Okay. Staging on this is good. Staging on this is okay. Okay. Now what we need... I'm going to transfer them over here. Keep thinking people are texting me, but nothing's going off. I'm losing my mind. Okay. And now... Let's try and put this thing into orbit. Is there anything I'm missing on the MS2? Got the fuel, I got the RCS. Oh, I'm missing an antenna. I will need to be able to control this thing. So that is one thing that I am actually missing. Communicatron. Small systems. Large dish, no. Helical micro antenna. Yeah, we'll put a little antenna on it. Look how small it is. I can extend it. All it does, it just tilts like that? That's funny. Oh my. Okay. Okay. Bring that down. We need to add our little... Let's add like 2 of these, just in case. It's so small. We add them on the, on this. They are small and tiny. Is that even in the... Yeah, that is. And then, actually, we need to... go ahead and extend that antenna. And then what I also need to do is, 5, okay. Those will toggle that engine. Needs to toggle engine. And then 7. Go ahead and toggle those engines, and then 8 will go ahead and toggle those. Okay. Excellent. Save. Alright, how much Delta V? 900, but that's 900, like... Vacuum, only 1,000. $1,200 meters a second? Is that liquid hydrogen? Oh no, that's all liquid hydrogen. That needs to be liquid hydrogen. 1,500? I mean, that should... Let me do the math. So... 130 plus... Okay. 910 to get to a... 130 plus 250. 630. That should be enough. Okay. What's up? I have glitched myself out. Gary's whip. Save. And let's go ahead and bring this thing out to the runway. Stretch. And let's just see how this will go. I wanna burn this thing until completion, and then we'll see. Well, then obviously coming home, like, obviously coming home, we're not gonna have the mem. So ridiculous. So set orbit, beats, reset, set orbit. Go ahead. There we go. That's just popped off. Oh, and I forgot to add lights. I forgot to add the lights to the craft. The port and starboard lights. So yeah. First thing, obviously that. That gets rid of that. Oh, enable cooling. We need to enable cooling on both of those. And then second thing, obviously the engines. Save. Third thing, obviously the inner stage, which will have got off by then. 1500 meters a second at Delta V. Okay. Burn in any particular direction? I don't really think so. But let's go ahead and just light up the engines and see what happens. Because we do have to, obviously this isn't the most accurate test because we will have the external tanks on the side to help accelerate us out of Kerbal orbit. But this is just a test to see really whether or not this thing can like hold up under stress. Oh, that looks so cool. When the whole Ares stack is done, it's gonna look fucking awesome. Music kicked in just at the right time. And that's not draining from that either. No, it's not. Okay. Alright, everything's looking good. I guess my real point, I just want to see if this will hold up. And that should be enough for us to get into a Aduna orbit and then out of Aduna orbit. Because you have to remember, when we go out of Aduna orbit, we're not going to have the MEM with us anymore. The MEM is going to be jettisoned. I don't think I'm really going to know whether or not this thing will work Delta V-wise until we actually go and try and do the mission for the first time. I just want to see if we can get, like, 8 velocity or something. Oh, that is wonderful. You know, I know in the book they just go straight for transmars injection, but it might actually make more sense to go around a couple of times. Like get into a high Earth orbit and then do that and then continue on. That is holding up a lot better than I thought it would. You have to remember, the only thing that's connecting the booster cluster with the rest of the stack is one small little normal docking port. It's all that's connecting those two, and it's holding together pretty damn well. Okay. So I think I've done my my little test. At this point, I just sort of want to see whether or not I want to see what this thing is going to look like during the lunar coast, or the Martian coast. So... Oh, I think someone has, like, legitimately texted me now. Yes, they have. Okay, just gotta turn over. Oh, and I missed it? Well, I didn't miss it. The frickin', the flight control. almost said AI. It's not AI. It's literally, well, they'd, if I was like a corporate thing, I'd probably describe it as AI, because any sort of like complicated piece of code that's able to do its own thing, execute complex tasks by itself, is being described as an AI. Any machine learning, no matter how simple. Bit disingenuous, but oh well. Okay. Got a dock with the rest of the craft. There we go. 2. Then we got to disconnect. Hello? Oh, those struts are disconnected. Disconnect. There they go. They'll deploy out like that. Slow, bit of a slow deploy sequence, but oh well. Come on, up, nope. We are sort of eating through our electric charge, but that's okay. These are supposed to deploy out a bit slowly. They're not supposed to deploy out, like, rather quickly. Hello? Up. I can't tell if that's my game or if that's the frickin' music. This has, like, weird scratches in it. Turn angle, 2. Turn angle, 1. Lock. Turn angle, 1, lock. Go ahead and deploy out the solar panels. And there we go. Oh, that's cool. There it is. It's all coming together. Oh my gosh. Know how cool this entire thing is to me. I finally get to make it. Excellent, excellent. I guess the real test of it now is obviously the little Strombol engine. Oh yeah, those do sort of flex back when the engine burns. I guess what I could do, I could auto strut them to the heaviest part. Yeah, and they'd stay. Okay. The next test is to test the separation system between the MS2 and the MS4B, which I know works because it's basically the same separation system as in, you know, it's basically the same separation system as just with my Saturn V. Okay. It's working. Okay. I think... I am so happy that this is working how it should. This is making me so happy. Okay. So... excuse me. Let's see. What else? Anything I kind of want to do today? Well, not really, I think. The next time, I don't know when, I want to get the external tanks done. Oh, am I glitching out? I want to get the external tanks done, which that's the last piece of the Ares stack that we really need. Just the external tanks, which are basically just S2s on the side. That's the last piece that we really need. And then, what we can do is we could go and we can fly the mission. So that's gonna be very fun. What I think, actually, the thing I want to do next is I want to probably cheat this in orbit around Duna and actually try and do the full, like, Duna part of the mission. Because we can cheat into an orbit around Duna, we can simulate the orbit that we would be coming in at, which is a highly not retrograde, but it's a highly elliptical sort of orbit. We could go and we could fly, finish the actual Ares mission, right? You know, do the complicated maneuvers, fly down to the surface, and fly back up from the surface, and then go home. Okay, so I think I'm gonna end the stream here. Thank you all for watching. If anyone did actually watch today, even if it was in here for only a few minutes, few seconds, who knows? And yeah, I will be back at least one more time next week, probably early in the week, probably like Monday, for Kerbal Space Program. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.